Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking through my thought process and explain why I am making all of the decisions I am making in a ranked game of the finals. I'm solo queuing, so I don't know either of these two people, and I'm not voice chatting with them. I'm playing as medium. We've got a heavy and a light on our team as well. The light's using a grappling hook, and it's just not that good. The evasive dash or the cloaking device is just going to be better. The grappling hook is really not that strong. It probably needs a buff. Either its cooldown needs to be reduced quite a lot, or it needs to have like 2 uses to it or something like that. But right now it's very, very weak compared to the other two, but our light is using it nonetheless. They're going to take it out for a spin. So we spawn in, and we're just going to go to Vault 1. It's a little bit hard on Skyway Stadium to know which vault is closer sometimes because there's a lot of jump pads, and sometimes one can look further away even though it's actually closer if you use the jump pad. So that's one thing to keep in mind. We end up going to Vault 1, I just sneak into the room and I open it. It's always good to get that vault open, and hey look, we're in second place because we've got the 1000 cash. I throw an explosive mine in that room, and I try and throw one down there as well in case that guy followed me down, but I kind of messed up the throw. I threw it in a weird place. I see one of my teammates are down here, and whenever a teammate's down, you just want to res them, because otherwise it's going to put you at a disadvantage in the fight. Otherwise it's just going to be a 3v2, you know? You don't really want it to be a 3v2, so I try and go for the res here. I see someone was up through that window on the roof, so I didn't stay up there. I see the mine. I don't know what happens with the door here, but the door opens inwards, and then I get killed. So that was just a little bit unlucky. I don't know if someone happened to open the door on the other side there, but that was super unlucky. I'm not actually entirely sure what happened. Heavy gets a kill, and then they try to kill the next person even though they were super low, and they die. So when you're low, just don't fight. That's like a great tip for you right there. There's just no point fighting when you're low, really, especially if it's a fight that doesn't really matter like that one, because neither of the vaults were there, right? So that whole fight was kind of a little bit pointless. I was trying to res the teammate. I wasn't really trying to engage in those fights, but I still ended up dying. But I also didn't play fantastically there, so it's okay. And again, that fight wasn't the most important. It's only an extra 2000 cash if you get it into the cash out, which is nice to have, but it's not the most important fight in the world. So here we go to one of the cash outs. I can't see the letter because it's very small on the editor, but we're going to this cash out that we've marked here. Picking stuff is always very, very good. Just helps clear up any doubts for you and for your teammates. So just pinging stuff, even if you don't really need to, it's always very, very good. I mark this mine so they see it, so they don't run into it, so they don't blow up, so I don't have to use my defibrillator on them. And the cash outs in this room, they're probably going to be in the house because they're not in this room, right? I see the heavy's mesh shield. I'm kind of testing to see if I can shoot the little like barricade that's there. I don't like the little banister that's there. I don't think I can, so then I just shoot the mesh shield. The dome shield, rather. If you see a dome shield, just destroy it. They really don't have that much health at all, so it's always very, very good to just destroy them, and then that heavy is not going to have access to that dome shield. I'm just trying to heal my teammates up here. I heal my light through a bit of damage there, and they do end up getting the cash out, so that's something good that you can do as a medium. You can heal through damage a lot of the time, and I do that there. I've used my defibrillator already, so I can't heal the teammate behind me. Both of these people are super low. So in this situation, it makes a little bit of sense to try and 2v1. I get one of them, I'm super low, they're quite low, and we end up killing each other. So a lot of the time I'll say, don't 3v1, don't 2v1. And like, yeah, most of the time you don't. But this game is so situational. And in that situation, I didn't have my defibrillator, so I couldn't easily res my teammates. And they were both very low themselves, so it kind of made sense to fight them. And we do end up killing each other. So now all it comes down to is hoping that we get the closer spawn to this cash out than the enemy team that we just killed. And we don't get the closer spawn. It's just really unlucky. That's like up to pure chance who gets that cash out, really. Well, not if we spawned close to each other, but we didn't spawn close to each other. We spawned super far away. And here we just kind of marked A because we were like, we don't want them to get that. But it probably would have made more sense to go to B here. There wasn't a whole lot of point going to A. We wouldn't just be able to get there in time. And they do unfortunately end up stealing that. So that was just pure chance up to whoever spawned closer. And it was a little bit unfortunate for us. So now we're going to go to Vault 3. Again, there wasn't really much point going back to A there. We probably should have gone to the other cash out or waited for the next vault. But, you know, we kind of got caught up in the situation a little bit. And now we've got 3 open anyway, which is another 1000 cash. You do want to open the vaults and put the vaults into the cash outs whenever you can, just because sometimes that little extra bit of cash does make the difference between a win and a loss at the end of the game. I mark Vault 4, and I try and go to Vault 4 and open the thing here. just because it gives you that 1,000 cash, and again, that 1,000 cash does make the difference sometimes. So I do open it, but I die. And you can either argue whether or not that's worth it, but I've played a bunch of games where there's only like 200 cash difference between us qualifying and us not qualifying, so I like to just open those vaults as frequently as possible. I did die though, so that wasn't great by me. It's always good to like not die when you can, and then we do end up getting team wiped. So I'm messing about in the spectator mode, but when you are in the spectator mode, it's good to kind of see what everyone's doing. So I know that Vault 3 and Vault 4 are being moved. I know someone's going to put it into C, and I know someone's probably going to put it into B as well. But like, if they were both putting it into C there, then I would be able to know that in this menu too. So just having a look around and actually using the spectator mode can be very, very useful in a lot of situations as well, and I think we're probably going to go to C here. If you're using the medium, zipline's very good. You'll see me using it a lot throughout this match, but the zipline's very, very good for catching up to other people. There's a heavy down here, and I end up shooting him. My teammate shoots him as well. He's super low. They finish him off. I climb those stairs, and then I decide I want to put a mine on this totem, and unfortunately mines are a double-edged sword when you're like close to them, and someone else blows me up with my own mine. I actually died, I died to my mine, but I think it was orange because they blew it up. That's interesting, I didn't know they did that. Anyway, there's a guy there, and we kill him. My teammate is low, my teammate dies, there's a heavy up here. I think I can take the heavy, I don't, and then my heavy is 1v1ing against their heavy. They're going to try and res each other now, res their own teammates, and our heavy wins. I was pinging my totem there, so I would hopefully know that like they got the message to go to res me and then see the heavy and then kill the heavy. I don't know if they noticed me pinging my totem or not, but they did end up killing the heavy, so that was nice. And we do win that fight, so we're probably going to be able to steal this cash out now. I like to play my medium as very, very supportive. I haven't been doing it so much in this game so far, but later on I'm going to be playing them a lot, like very, very super supportive, like constantly healing, constantly putting down zip lines for my teammates to use as well, not just for yourself. And that's one way of playing them, and then you can also play like super aggressively, either using the recon senses or the guardian turret, and go full out like something else than the zipline, and like sonar grenades and stuff like that, and be like full out assault. But I don't really like to do that. I just like to play supportively. So a teammate pings something down there. I can only assume that's where the enemies are coming from. I've got a little peek through those stairs there just because I guess that that's where the enemies are going to come up. And I'm just standing in this corner because they're going to have to push to the cash out really, really quickly to get it. So I'm just waiting for them to push through. I don't actually know if they end up coming here, but we're going to find out. There's not long left, so I'm not going to cut it, right? I'm just going to wait. We're going to find out together. Low gravity is incoming. I'm actually really bad at this. I'm really bad at like noticing when it says it's coming and then like knowing when it's coming, and like in 3, 2, 1 when it does the countdown, like this countdown here. I never see that until it's like already happened. So it's always good to keep an eye on what the changer is there. Like, instead of using that jump pad before it happened, it would have been much better for me to use it after it happened, and I would have gone much, much further there. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. But I always don't really pay so much attention to that, but you probably should. That might be, you know, that might just help you in a couple of different situations. So here, there's 1 minute left in the game. I've marked Vault 5 because my teammates were going to go to Vault 5 originally. And then they stopped it because I marked Vault 6. So it would have been fine if they opened 5 and I opened 6. That's an extra 2,000 cash. But that doesn't happen. I marked 6 and now they're coming to 6, which is also fine because it means that they are like listening to the pings, so that's also fine. Here you don't want to put this in. There's 40 seconds left in the game. If someone opens Vault 5 now, they're only going to have like 20 seconds to put it in, which isn't so much time. So I'm going to move this to B to make an enemy team think that we're going to put it in. But I'm not going to put this in, because if we don't put it in, we win, and if you do put it in, then that opens up the chance for 3 other teams to win, right? So we don't want to do that. We just want to leave the cash box. I do put it very, very close to the cash out here. It might be a bit risky to put it this close in case someone is coming, but also it's an elevator, and elevators are pretty secure rooms. Like if I hear someone coming now, I drop the vault, I press the button, or I throw the vault out of the elevator and then press the button. The elevator rooms are quite secure. I do hear someone coming, and I just kind of abandon that plan completely and start running around, but there's also only 1 second left, so it doesn't really matter. So that game went well. Yeah, it was a good game. I'm going to skip to the next round now. Here we are at round 2, and we're going to go to Vault 2 because it's closer. It's just going to be better to go to the closer one most of the time. If you kind of get there and then you know that someone else is there, then maybe it's better to like switch to the other vault, but for the most part, you should just go to the vault that's closer. Someone else does end up getting there first, I start getting shot, then I just jump off, because now like I don't have to like be at the vault because someone's already opened it, so there's no point. Now you want to play with your teammates. I throw some mines there. That guy I thought might have got blown up a little bit, but he wasn't though. I do get the kill though, or I get the assist anyway, teammate gets the kill. I make sure my heavy is healthy and happy. Now, my teammate is dead, but I can't get them, right? I don't have the zipline to get up to them, and I don't really know how to jump up to them. And also, there's a person over there. I do end up getting that kill. And now I have my zipline, so as soon as I have it, I do use it. I jumped away there because I saw a mine on the left, and I was just being wary of any other mines that might be there, but I saw it was like on the stairs, and it wasn't going to blow me up. There's a turret there. I shot my teammate because I thought I had the healing beam out already. I didn't, so then I switched to the healing beam and healed them. Always very, very, very good to heal your teammates after you defibrillate them. That they pair very, very well together, and it means your teammate's going to have a lot more health and be straight back into the fight, rather than having to wait a few seconds to be full. So we're just going to we didn't wipe that team. I don't think we did anyway. But you don't have to wipe teams. You want to start this cash out, right? So, you know, that's one thing to keep in mind as well. You don't have to wipe every single team whenever you come across a fight. You can just kill one or two and then run away and like focus on the objective. I throw a couple of mines here. I'm thinking someone might vault up that one, and having a mine at the end of the stairs is probably going to be a bit tricksy as well. So I put the mines there. And here I've got a goo barrel, trying to place it just to make it a little bit more awkward for the enemy team. Teammate ends up dying, and I try and destroy some goo so I can get up here more easily. Here you don't defibrillate. I had my defibrillators out. I was ready to. There's absolutely no need to defibrillate there. My teammate had him, and it would just be a waste of a defibrillator. In a lot of situations, like, it's very good to just not use the defibrillator. The defibrillator will come in handy later on, but if you use it, like, too early, then you're not going to have it later on, and then, like, you're just going to lose that fight. So saving the defibrillator when you can is very, very important. It's like a really powerful item. It's probably like the most powerful gadget in the game anyway. It's probably better than some of the specializations, to be honest. But yeah, it's very, very strong. You don't want to use it at the wrong time. So just be wary of that. I didn't use it there deliberately because I knew my teammate had him. And it also allowed me to shoot the other enemy that came up, which was good as well. So he's using a mesh shield. I know someone's probably around. I get a few hits on that person. They throw something up. I think it was a frag grenade that blew up. And I see someone else again, just taking some shots here. We've got the high ground. They have to push to us. You don't need to go down here. You don't need to push them. I kill that guy, and then when you kill someone, you want to watch their totem. So I reload, and then I jump straight back up. I know that person's low. And here it's like okay to push because this person's real low, and if I kill them, that would be good. But you'll notice I don't push too much. I guess where they might have gone. I realize they didn't go that way, and then I go exactly back to where I came. Again, ziplines are very, very useful. This allows me to get straight back up. I missed that jump onto the ladder, and I thought it would be cool to make it, so I try and do it again, and then I don't make it the second time, and then I realize I just look silly, and so I just climbed the other ladder. So yeah, there you go. Now, you didn't need to know that, but now you know that. I could have just edited that out, but no, you get to see the bloopers as well. You get to see everything when you watch these videos. So we've got A. It's okay to run away here because there's no way they can possibly steal it with this much time. So, you know, that's one thing to keep in mind as well. You don't have to take this fight. It's a full team. You don't really have to take it, but you also can take it, I suppose. Well, we're here anyway. I'm following my teammates. Like, I could just run away here and try and open another vault. But sometimes it is going to be better to just stick with your teammates, and that's what I do. And now we're going to the vault anyway. My heavy's low. I wanted to heal them there, but they started healing normally, so now I'm just with them. And I mark Vault 3 just to clear up any doubts at all. And I use a zipline, and I'm just going to open it. I'm going to skip to the next thing that happens that's interesting. Yeah, I could say actually here, B is going to finish. So like, we would have just ended up going to C, which is really, really far away. But when the other cash out finishes, it means that like a different cash out is going to spawn, right? So we would have ended up going to C there if we didn't like think about the other cash out spawning. And then this one spawned, and it's much, much, much closer. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. It's not always good to just go to the next cash out that you see. If you just wait a couple of seconds sometimes, you can go to a cash out that's much, much closer, and that will actually end up saving you time. Especially when the cash out's very, very far away. If it's like more than 200 meters away, a different one's probably just going to spawn closer to you. It also depends on the map though, so that's a thing to keep in mind as well. I'm thinking about where to put my mines here. There doesn't really seem to be a great place to put them. I just put one in front of the ladder. I don't really want to put them somewhere where they're easy to spot, so again, just put one on the top of the stairway, because those are quite hard to spot. I think about moving it, and then I don't. I put it down to the exact same place. So yeah, and now I'm focused on whoever is coming, and I'm going to skip to when that happens. We are just waiting for the next team to show up. We're only halfway done on Cash Out D, so someone can definitely steal it. Teammate throws a glitch grenade, and that kind of tells us where they are, and then someone pings them as well. Get a kill. FCR does a lot of damage if you can shoot your shots, and the recoil pattern is... It's like a little bit difficult, but it's very easy to learn, is how I would put it. Someone's very, very low there. I think they got defibrillated. Here I see some gas, and I destroy the gas, because I know they're in that corner, and then I get a bunch of that damage with the gas. So using the environment in this game is going to help you out so much, and that was just a nice little thing there I did in that fight, and like it was very like off the tip of my tongue, you know. I saw the gas barrel, I know someone was in that corner, I shot the gas barrel, and I did end up doing some damage to them. I get killed here by someone that used a jump pad or something to get up to us. My teammates end up killing them, and I'm going to get revived by the light here. If you're heavy and you're using the mesh shield, you really do just want to focus on covering your teammates a bit more. They weren't covering that light at all, so that was just not great, but we do end up surviving. I get revived, and then straight away I defibrillate. When you get revived like that, you don't want to take that 1v1. If you're medium anyway, you want to just defibrillate. Now it's not a 1v1 anymore, it's a 2v1. They're probably not going to win. But if it's a 1v1, it's like 50-50. If it's a 2v1, it's not a 50-50. The odds are more in your favor, right? So if you're medium and someone else's totem is right beside you after you get revived, just defibrillate them. It's like you do it really, really quickly. You're probably not going to die, especially because you've got a little bit of invincibility on you as well. So just keep that in mind. It's probably going to be better to revive someone straight after you respawn than it is to try and take that 1v1. I end up dying. Someone comes up onto the roof there, and my heavy is probably just going to revive me here. They're not, though, because they're too busy killing people, which is good. The light is dead, but a heavy got a kill there, and I'm probably going to get revived here. Yeah, I think I am. Hey, I was right. Okay, so I wasn't sure there. And then just straight away, I go to revive my teammate, and they do the same. So defibrillator is like super, super strong. I get a nice kill there. Actually, he was in the air, and I killed him. And then I die, and then we get a team wipe. I don't really know how they all got killed there, but our light must have done a good job, and I'm going to get revived. So that was just like a bunch of small little fights that we didn't really have to take. But it was also fine, because there's a minute left in the game. Like, there's not much point really going to the cash out, and we don't want to open 5, because then that allows someone else the chance of winning. So that was like a completely okay fight to take, because there wasn't much, like, there wasn't many bad things that could happen to us if we lost it anyway, you know? So, here I just mark where we are, because there's no point really doing anything. There's 18 seconds left in the game. It takes 20 seconds to open a vault, so no one else can win. Like, even if you get wiped here, no one else can win. So there's not much point doing anything, but also my teammates go into battle to find a fight, and then I just go with them, because, again, it doesn't matter if we get wiped or not, so I might as well. I throw a gas barrel, and then I blow it up for dramatic effect. There you go, on to round 3. So this is round 3, and I have opened Vault 1, and I've just marked A. If you're playing medium and you have the zipline, it's very, very good to zipline to another zipline. That's just going to save you and your teammates a lot of time, and it's better than just making one zipline, right? So here I've ziplined onto another zipline. I do mess up my jump here, but you know, that happens, and then we use the other zipline, and now we're super close to A. Here I see the Vault 2 people are trying to get to A as well. I was like waiting to see if my teammate wanted me to throw it to them, and it didn't seem like they did. I window hopped up to A there. If you didn't know you could do that, you can. If you stand on the ledge of a window and then jump up to the one above you, you can actually make that jump. It goes for houses like this one as well. So I did that there, but unfortunately the other vault was put in first, and you don't want both of the vaults to be in the same place, right? You just don't, because it limits your own chances of success. So I tried to go for B there, and then I ended up getting killed by a different team, which was fair enough. But that outcome is better than all of the vaults going in the same cash out. So I get revived here, and then it's our pick if we want to go to A or B. And you want to go to A because it's got less time on it, which in this situation is a bonus because it means you're going to have to defend it less. But like after A is gone, everyone's going to go in third party at B. Here, I don't know what happens, but I can't left click. Shooting my gun doesn't work. I can use my healing beam okay. I can't place mines, and I cannot place zip lines. So I don't know what happens. I probably would have been able to kill that person, but I didn't because I just couldn't shoot. So in this situation, I can't left click. I test to see if my defibrillator works, and I think it does, but I'm going to test out on my teammate here. And I don't think it ends up working. No, it doesn't end up working, so I try and do it a couple times. And then I just revive them normally, and it doesn't even do the animation for that, which is weird as well. I don't know what happened here, my game just completely bugged. This used to be a thing in the betas, it used to be a real problem. And you just couldn't left click sometimes, so I don't know if this bug is back or not. But I haven't got it in a long time. Since the betas, I think I haven't encountered this bug, and I've encountered it here. So I can't do much in this fight. I try and revive my teammate, and then we die. I kind of wanted to die there because there really wasn't a whole lot I could do. So, you know, just a little bit unlucky. And this is our first encounter of D79, actually, who, you know, like, you'll see more of this person later on. But for now, I'm going to say either they've got a really, really good gaming chair, or they're just cheating. I'm not so sure. But we'll get onto that later on. We're going to respawn here. Obviously, we can't go to A now. And here we're going to probably go to B. I don't know. Are we? I'm questioning myself. We're either going to go to B or 3. I mark 3. Are we going to go to 3, though? That is the question. I don't know. This is exciting for me as it is for you right now. I genuinely have no idea. Looks like we're going to go to B. I wanted to go to 3 there, but sometimes it is good to follow your teammates. I don't really like going for these like risky last second ones, especially when you don't have the cash out. Just because like everyone's gonna be there, it's so risky. It's like a little bit chance based, and I'm not a fan. I'd rather get that like certain 1,000 cash and then 2,000 for putting it in. But yeah, we go for B anyway. My teammates low. I try and support them. There's not much time on it. I try to res them. I'm super low and then I die. So I probably shouldn't have run in there. I probably should have at that point just turned around and go to the other vault. But we do end up getting team wipe. So when it's like a really last second cash out like that, you can go to it, and sometimes you will like end up getting it. I think in my last video, actually, we ended up getting one like that. So it is like super risky. You do get it sometimes, but more often than not, it's probably just going to be a lot safer to go to another vault instead of just going to the cash out that everyone's going to third party at. Anyway, we are going to go to vault 3, except we're not, because here someone's going to open it, I think. Yeah, so someone opens it and then you change your mind. So, you know, when you mark something, it's fine, but because this game is so situational, like, you can mark something, and then if something else happens, you can, like, unmark it, which is what happened there. I marked Vault 3 because it made sense for us to open it, then someone else opened it, and now it makes more sense to go to the cash out that's going to be put in first, which is this one, which like, the Vault 4 people are going to bring that vault to this cash out, right? So I changed my mind there, and in this game, you're probably going to want to change your mind a lot. And luckily, I've got, like, good teammates that can listen in this game, and they, like, observed the ping, so now we're all in this area. I do end up dying. I get absolutely deleted by that heavy. I think my teammate kills them. I checked the scoreboard here. Checking scoreboard is very, very good to see who's alive and who isn't. The heavy is indeed dead. I'm going to go and res my teammate. That's what the medium is for. Basically, you just want to support and res, and I defibrillate them. That's a situation where you use the defibrillator. I don't know where the enemy team is. I don't know if they're going to be able to res them or not, so I just defibrillate it. If you're in doubt of whether or not it's a good situation to revive or not, just defibrillate. It's going to be a safer bet. I die as soon as I get revived, and then I get revived again. I do a bit of damage to the enemies, and then I try and, like, flank a little bit. I think they're in this room, so I try and flank it. They're not in that room, so I'm going to look for them a little bit more. Teammates are stealing the cash out. I'm looking for where they might appear from. I see the heavy, I get the heavy, and then my teammates get the other person. So that went well, and we're all alive, and I'm going to throw some mines on this cash out just to provide some extra defense, and now I'm going to skip to the next fight. So we are at cash out D here, and someone starts throwing sonar grenades. Whenever someone starts throwing sonar grenades, it probably means that they're going to push in, and it's always good to try and get out of the range of the sonar grenades as well, which is what I do there. A teammate ends up dying. I did see a light push in there, but I didn't really have time to react. Teammate's dead. I'm going to pop a zipline and then pop a defibrillator. Always, like, it's a super simple game plan, but a very, very strong one. Just keep your teammates alive. I don't know if the heavy got a kill there, but I think our light definitely might have just got a team wipe, so props to them, especially because they're using a grappling hook. Like, they've been a really impressive light, especially considering they're using a grappling hook. Like, the light in general isn't a fantastic class. The heavy and medium just offer a lot more, a lot of the time, especially in ranked. But our light's playing really, really well, and if you can play a class well, then, you know, you might as well stick to that class. Especially if you can't play, like, heavy or medium well and stuff like that. Here, we go to this cash out, because we don't want to open a vault, because there's only a minute and a half left in the game, right? We want this time to run out, so then we just win. So we just try and go for this cash out and see if we can't steal it just for fun. I see they're there, and then someone sees me. They absolutely demolish me, and this is Senior079 again, the person that may or may not be cheating. I don't really know at this time yet, that's why I'm saying that, but they definitely killed me real fast there. Light gets a nice kill, and they grapple up to the top, and they're going to revive one of us. If you have a choice of who to revive, it's always good to revive the medium, because then they can, like, revive the other one really, really quickly with the defibrillator. Light tries to steal here, they might as well, and I don't think they end up getting it, they end up dying. I just go to revive them straight away. I could have waited a second here, but I didn't really want to, so I just dived right in. I tried to zipline back up. I don't actually make the jump, though, and then I die. I was low, so fair enough, and also mecha damage was activated, so fair enough. And Heavy is in this room. They grab a totem, and they revive. Yeah, so another thing to note here is you don't need to bring the totem really far away. I see a lot of people bring the totem really, really far away, and it wastes a lot of time sometimes. There you don't need to, and he does a nice quick revive, which is good. Here, they try and fight. The light tries to fight as well, instead of just reviving, and, you know, that fight didn't super matter, so it's kind of okay, but now it matters, you know? So sometimes in those last few seconds of the game, especially when another vault has been opened, you do want to be careful of not getting wiped, because if we didn't get wiped there, it means we would have had more time to react to this cash out, which might have been good. But I'm going to skip to when we revive, which is now, actually. I just needed a glass of water, really. I needed to pause it so I could mark it in the editor and then sip a glass of water, and now we can play it without any further ado. So we're going to A here. B, A, B. I think it's B. I can't see the letter. The editor is small. We're going to B. Again, window hopping is very, very good. There's a Heavy. I try and take some shots at them, and I end up dying. Again, it's 079. I don't think we encountered them that much in this game, and then towards the end, we started encountering them a lot. And I'm getting revived here. I'm probably going to try and defibrillate my teammate. There's only 20 seconds left in the game, but that's like enough time for me to revive my teammate and then for us to still get it. We need to get this, or we need Salmon to get it, otherwise we don't win. Either us or Salmon has to get it, otherwise we don't win. So Salmon has it right now, and you don't really want to kill whoever's trying to steal this. I have absolutely no idea what's going on here. I can't see anything. I think it's in front of me, but I just don't know. But no one's stealing it, so that's good. They didn't have time to steal it there anyway. I probably should have tried to shoot that person that was stealing it, but I just didn't react in time, and I couldn't really see stuff. 079 had 21 kills in that game, which is doable. I've probably got like 20 plus kills in games myself sometimes, but you have to be playing like really, really well, and also his teammates had a bunch of kills as well. At this point, I thought they might be cheating, so I definitely thought in this final round they might be cheating, but hey, we'll see what happens now. So this is the final round, and we are going to Vault 1. I open it. I just like to get the game started. You can just not open it here and just wait for them to push if you want. It doesn't really matter, but I just like to get the game started, so I open it straight away. They're up there. I take a couple of shots, and I hit some lucky ones. Then this guy absolutely sprays me from really far away. Like, I literally could not see the enemy until I accidentally hit them, and then I saw their health bar, and then I kind of knew where to aim. But that guy absolutely sprayed me from miles away, and that's kind of the moment where I was like, they're probably cheating. Like, even if they had recon sensors on or something, so that's how they knew where I was, like, it's still really far away, and they absolutely sprayed me there. And I did have, like, a little bit of cover with the roof there as well. So that's kind of the moment where I realized they're probably cheating. But again, it's not, like, blatant cheating. It's just, like, it probably is, you know? I'm not 100% sure. It's, like, 98% sure. But anyway, we have to try and fight. We still have to try and win, you know? So, you know, you just gotta deal with the hand that you've been dealt sometimes. And now we're going to try and res my teammate. I'm going to try and res my teammate. I throw a mine here in case they decide to drop down. My teammate drops down, and this is a great example of when you don't want to use the defibrillator as well. You just want to res normally, because the defibrillator is going to be more useful when we're actually, like, at the cash out. I'm waiting to see what my other teammate is doing here. I check the kills, and I check to see who is alive. Whenever I open the scoreboard, it's probably just to see who's alive on the enemy team. I heal my Heavy just a tiny bit. It's always good to keep everyone full. And sometimes it's good to just check if they're full or not. Again, this guy absolutely sprays me. This is like you know, either he's got a really, really good gaming chair or he's just cheating. I'm like fairly sure it's the latter, but I don't want to be insulting if they happen to be watching this video and they're just like a pro player. But I'm pretty sure they're just cheating. They've got 4 kills. One of their teammates has 3, which is like very impressive considering they're up against a cheater here. They're like PvPing each other based on how many kills they have each. Anyway, I'm going to respawn. I'm going to respawn. And I'm going to skip to that now, and I'm going to stop talking. So, when it's like rounds 1 to 3, it makes sense to maybe not push in so much for the final cash out so that you can get to a next place quicker, like get to another objective quicker. Here, it makes sense to just go all out on A, because if you die, it doesn't really matter. I try and revive a teammate here, I do, I get sprayed, and then our heavy gets absolutely demolished there as soon as their invincibility runs out. Just the light left, and they are trying to deal with this all on their own. They do actually do well here, I think. Yeah, they get a bunch of nice hits there. Then they do a nice little flank into the opposite room. They get a nice couple of hits there, but unfortunately they just don't finish them off, and then they get killed a bit there, and then they get killed a bit more. So yeah, that was just a little bit unfortunate. Me and the heavy died real quick there. I probably didn't play so great, and then the light is left to fend for their own. Our light did very well there though, but you know, not well enough. They couldn't 3v1, which is fair enough. So now we're going to go to Vault 2. So the enemy team ends up getting to Vault 2 first, and I'm just making sure no one's ready to destroy the zipline there if we zipline across. I think someone was trying to do that because they were standing in that corner. I end up hitting some shots on them, and then my teammates push in, so then I push in with them. I'm pretty sure no one's going to destroy the zipline now, and I just whip out the healing beam and start healing the heavy. When you're playing as the medium, you want to switch between your primary weapon and the healing beam a lot, and yeah, you just have to get used to that. The healing beam is like a secondary weapon. It's more like that than a specialization, right? So you want to switch between them a lot, and I'm probably going to be doing that a lot in this match especially, but I probably would have done it in the other rounds as well. They've got it into the cash out, and now we want to try and get it from them because we want to win also. I use the zipline here just to be on the same level as my teammates. Just staying with them is going to be very, very good. Heavy's trying to mesh shield whoever is out there, and then I go to res the light. So I do kind of leave the heavy on his own here, but having your teammates all up is very, very good. I heal the light, and then I go back to the heavy because the heavy is like has more health and costs more to heal, so I want to stick with them, you know? The light's very, very squishy. Heavy is in gas, and unfortunately he just mesh shields too far away, too slowly, rather. I throw some mines there, and that person destroys the gas and then kills me. So that was, like, really nice by them. Yeah, and I end up dying. And then the light gets a team wipe. I don't know, like, what they're doing, what type of gaming chair our light has, but they've played really well in this game. I don't think they're cheating. I think they're just good. So, yeah, they end up getting a team wipe there, and we're going to just steal B. When you see these barrels around the map, you do want to try and use them somewhere, but this is a pretty open area, so I'm not too sure where to use it. It's always good to throw your mines as well. So I do get a little bit of goo there, and then I'm probably going to chuck some mines on the cash out, and I'm going to skip to the next fight. So B doesn't have much time on it here, and we're just all in this little room. Someone comes up, and I try and get some shots on them. I end up getting the kill, and teammate did a lot of damage to them as well. I just try and get up to where my heavy was, and then I come back down to where my heavy is. Always good to stick beside your teammates. Always good to utilize your teammates' stuff as well, like utilizing the heavy's dome shield there. Here I run away a little bit. I'd like to kind of flank around and res my light. But I kind of realized then that the cash out doesn't have much time on it, and I don't want anyone to steal that last second, so I stand in this room, and I place a zipline, and I am going to actually defibrillate my heavy now. My light now, rather. The heavy realizes I'm going to defibrillate there as well. That's very, very good. If you're playing with a medium on your team, it's always good to be aware of when they're going to try and defibrillate someone, because they actually dropped the totem there, meaning I could actually defibrillate. So here I just mark the next vault. I don't really fancy fighting because I'm like fairly sure that someone's cheating on the enemy team. I don't really want to fight them. We're probably just going to lose, and so I mark vault 3, and we're going to go to that. So we've opened Vault 3, and if you didn't know, if you melee a zipline twice, it breaks. So I hit it once there, and I was waiting for someone else to come down, and then I just decided to hit it anyway, and by chance, someone ended up coming across at the exact same time I destroyed it. So they fell down, I got a couple of shots on them, and then I got absolutely deleted by 079. And my light is dead as well, and our heavy also ends up dying. So, you know, there's not a whole lot you can do against players with good gaming chairs, and we just end up getting wiped. Especially when, yeah, that fight just didn't go great. I'm going to skip to the next one. So I think I said this earlier on in the video, but when you're playing medium, it's very, very good to zipline to another zipline. So here I zipline, and then we zipline, and then I think we're actually going to zipline as well. So just using a zipline onto another zipline is very, very good. Like, that cash out was really, really far away to start off with, and now it's like all of a sudden a lot closer, right? And just that extra bit of time that's going to save you is going to help a lot. If you're someone that prefers jump pads to zipline, I would say try out the zipline. The zipline's very, very useful in a lot of situations. The jump pad can be very easily destroyed as well, which is one thing I don't like about it. You can shoot it down very, very easily. The zipline has a much smaller hitbox, so it's much harder to destroy. Unless you're close to it, obviously, it's going to be very easy to melee, but so is the jump pad. Anyway, we're at this fight now. I'm trying to kill that guy. I almost killed him, and here I was not sticking out much, like an arm was sticking out of that wall, and I get absolutely deleted by 079 again. So, you know, that death out of all of them so far has been the one that sticks out to me the most, as them probably cheating, because, like, I was behind that wall. You can tell because of where my totem spawned. I was, like, behind that wall for the most part, and I think, like, my hand that was holding my gun might have been pointing out just a little bit, and they absolutely sprayed that part. So that wasn't great. And here we don't have that much time on D. We have to do our best, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We just take the stairs up. Having a bit of map knowledge is always good. I know these stairs are going to lead up to them. They're going to be on the left here because that's where the cash out is. I see someone. I hit them a little bit. They hit me a little bit. Teammate tries to mesh shield. We try and push in together. I end up getting absolutely sprayed, but by 2 people, so fair enough. I get healed, and then I go to res my other teammate. I res them, and then I try and jump back into the dome shield. I try and heal there, but I had my FCAR out, so I didn't heal. I get a kill here. This is like one crazy last final push that we have to do. I try and shoot someone else. I can't. My heavy is trying to fight. I try and dodge the proximity mines here, but they do end up blowing up. Oh no, someone actually blew it up at C4. I'm only realizing that now. Someone blew it up at C4, so I ended up dying. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have been able to get that cash out anyway. So yeah, that was just really unfortunate. I'm fairly sure that that person was cheating, but hey, if they weren't and they happen to be watching this video, then like me calling you a cheater is probably good because it means that you're really, really good. But I'm fairly sure that they were cheating. They had a bunch of kills and their teammates also had a few. They're like, we just died so much in that game that I don't really think that they were playing legitimately. But if you think that they weren't cheating, then let me know down in the comments below. But I'm like not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that they were probably cheating. They had 14 kills in the final round, which is quite impressive. Also 10,000 combat damage, which is a lot as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Farewell.